Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday to everyone. I'm still messed up on the days of the week with the holiday week, so I'm still trying to figure out what day is it. So good morning. I'm glad that you're here. My name's Jennifer Allwood. I teach women how to create a beautiful home, and I teach creative people how to build a creative business online. And we've been doing this coffee talk for creatives over coffee in the mornings now for a couple of weeks. It's been super fun for me. Good morning, Mary. And we have a fun topic today. And so, yeah, as you're coming on, say hello. Hello in Iowa. How chilly is it in Iowa? Because it is glorious in Kansas City, my friends. Glorious. I am under a blanket. It's cold and yummy. We saw the forecast dipping into the 70s, and baby, we're all over the soup in our house. So Mr. Magic's made chili this week. He's made potato soup. Fantastic. I'm all about that soup life. And so the weather is just splendid, and fall is here, and it's glorious. So I get a lot of emails from you guys, which I love, 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 love. And I try to read as many of your comments as what I possibly can on live streams and when you guys are commenting just on my posts. Yesterday, I put up a little graphic that said, great things rarely happen within your comfort zone. And I talked about how everything that's been fabulous in my life has happened when I stepped out and did something scary, not like me, out of my comfort zone, something that I didn't intend to do but felt nudged to do, those sorts of things. Everything from going on my first date with my husband, who was not my type, who I had zero interest in, to go into church, where I got saved. Everything from learning how to swim at age 39 to doing my first triathlon at 40, stuff way out of my comfort zone. Taking my business online when that had not been previously done in my industry, coaching almost 500 women every month. All of those things are some of the things that I'm like so thrilled about that were completely out of my comfort zone. And there was a precious comment from a woman named Julie, and we'll keep her name just to Julie. And yes, Damon, less than a month till you're hanging out with me in Kansas City. I'm so excited. And she commented, and I wanted to talk about this today, not to Facebook shame Julie, okay, hear my heart, but because I know there are other people who feel exactly the same way, and Julie was just brave enough to type it out, and I want to talk to you today. So what Julie said was, she's been thinking a lot about her dreams lately, the dreams that she had when she was young, and now it's just too late. So many regrets. Ugh. And I'm like, no, Julie, that is not the truth. And so I'm going to talk as if Julie's just sitting right here with me today. Hey, Stacy, thank you. You know, I'm trying a bunch of new hair things, right? I show them on my Instagram account. I try new products. I'm trying new methods. Today was a curly girl method, and it's fine. It's fine. But if Julie was sitting here, the first thing that I would ask her is, Julie, who told you that it's too late? Who told you that lie? And why are you believing it? Because I went and stalked your profile, Julie. And you're going to get 1,000 new friend requests from the people here on this live. And you look to be about my age-ish. And by the way, I'm a really bad judger of age. So maybe I should say you look younger than me, and that way if I'm totally wrong, I'm covering myself. But I just turned 46, okay? And so you look about my age. I don't know how to amply relay through here that the age of you does not matter in terms of what your dreams for your life are. I was thinking about how I shared something to my coaching group a while back about Colonel Sanders was in his 60s when he started KFC, okay? And I've got a list of some other people, all right? Okay, just so you have some examples of people who are no longer spring chickens who've done stuff, okay? The guy that started the Gap was 41. Lululemon, is it Lululemon like the fruit, or Lemon like not the fruit? Which one is it? Lululemon. I think it's Lululemon like the fruit. That person was 42 when they started that. The person who started Coca-Cola and McDonald's, they were both over 50. Ben Franklin was 76 when he invented bifocals. Come on now. When I took my business online, I was 42. Okay, so no longer a spring chicken. The excuse of I can't figure the online stuff out does not work. Because if my mom at age 65 can run several Facebook groups like Swap and Shops, you certainly can figure out the technical part of it. When I started online at 42, it took me 14 months to get to 6 figures online. 14 months. And so what I would challenge you with, Julie, is you're going to be 42 anyway. You're going to be 46 anyway. You're going to be 50 anyway. You're going to be 60 anyway. As long as you have air in your lungs, it is not over for you. And I'm not sure how you got to a place where you feel like you can no longer follow those dreams, unless maybe your dream was to be a ballerina. I mean, you know, maybe in your mid-40s, we're past that, okay? Maybe your dream was to play professional softball in college, okay? So those sorts of things, yes, we've kind of aged out of, all right? But if your dream has to do with starting a business, starting a company, having a side hustle, any of those things, girl, if you are still here on this earth, you still have an opportunity. Daydream Cottage, God bless you for sharing this. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And not to turn this into a downing of a Facebook Live, but friends, I just went to a funeral 2 weeks ago for one of the very best friends of my youngest brother. And it was a funeral for a 37-year-old. A 37-year-old, okay? That will help put things in perspective for you like nothing else. I hate funerals. I hate that people have to pass away. I hate it. But it does give you a little bit of a shaking, doesn't it? Where you think, okay, 37, and it is over for him. I'm 46. I have no idea. I mean, life is but a vapor, how much time I have left. But I know this. I can't use my age as an excuse for not trying something. A lot of times when people say, I'm too old, what they really mean is, and Julie, I don't know if this is necessarily you or not, but what they really mean is, I'm still too scared. I'm still too scared. That's what they mean. Hey, thank you guys. Thank you for sharing this. I appreciate you so much. And so my challenge to all of you who are feeling a little on the older side, in fact, let's put it out there. How old are some of you? Somebody told me the other day, why do you constantly tell people how old you are? And I'm going to tell you why. Because I've known too many people in my world who are ashamed of their age, who look at getting older as something bad, who don't want to talk about how old they are. I mean, if you're going to ask me how much I weigh, we're going to throw down. Okay, we're going to throw down over that one. But I could give a crap less about my age. I still have air in my lungs, and so do you. Joanne's 57. Awesome. Andrea's 42. Danielle is 49. Sherry is 46. Sherry just turned 46 last month. Awesome. Awesome. How many of you have done something kick butt since you've turned 40? Let's say that. Let's just throw the number 40 out there. The average lifespan of a woman, isn't it like 82 or 84? I mean, at 40 something, you're only halfway. And you're acting like you're 6 foot under, and you're not. You're not. And so it's not that you're too old, it's that you're still too scared. And my truth to you is, we're all scared. None of us are doing this feeling like, dun, 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 I have got this. None of us are doing that. When I come on a Facebook Live this morning, I'm thinking, Lord, first of all, please let my words just bless somebody. And then I'm still thinking, gosh, what if I sound like a moron? What if I act like an idiot? What if my nose runs? What if I have a booger? What if whatever? So all of us are doing it afraid. Right, Charla? You're only halfway, baby. You're only halfway. Here's some things that I wrote down that are the advantages of being a little bit older, okay? Just a little bit older. Paige is 26. Paige, you go for it, sister girl. You're in a season of busy at 26. I got married at 26, almost got divorced at 27, truth. Started a church at 27 though, thank you Jesus. Started having babies, I started saying popping out babies at 30, had my last one at 36, and really hunkered down because I got out of that season of babies at 42 and got serious about my business, and I quit playing with it. And I wish that instead of waiting until 42, I wish I had done that earlier. But, you know, there are seasons for everything. Here's some advantages of being just a tiny bit older, okay? And starting a thing, starting a business, starting a side hustle, taking your business and maybe getting it online, starting something scared that you've never done before, okay? Number one, you've got You've got some wisdom in you when you're a little more seasoned, when you're just a little bit older. You best have some wisdom. Hopefully you're not getting older every year and going backwards in the wise department. Hopefully you're learning some things. Hopefully you're not making the same mistakes at 40 that you were at 25. Okay, can I get a yes and an amen? All right. When you're a little bit older, you don't most of the time have littles underfoot. You don't have the poopy diapers to worry about and the feeling a little bit pulled in every direction because you've got little tinies at home and you're wanting to do this side gig and you're wanting to start a business, but yet, the kiddos need lunch is the truth. Okay. So when you're a little bit older, usually your kiddos are self-sufficient. They are able to wipe their own behind. Can I say that on a Facebook Live? For those of you who still have toddlers, let me tell you something. When they can wipe their own bottoms, life changes. When you can quit carrying around a diaper bag, life changes. When they all are in school, life changes again. And for those of you who have created your entire world based around your little toddlers, I'm going to tell you something. They're going to leave. They're going to leave. They're going to go to school or be homeschooled, and they're eventually going to turn 15 and a half and be at football practice most nights, Stuco meetings during the day. Yesterday he brought home something about a lock-in at the school because he's on student council. They start to not be here as much. And the transition that God intended was for them to start not being here as much. So eventually they can leave and you're not clinging to them like this. But what's going to happen is your kids are going to start doing other things and having their own world, and they don't need you to take them to the park every week, and they don't need you to set up play dates. And all of a sudden you're going to be left going, and now what? And now what? And then they're going to leave and go to college, and your house is going to be empty, and now what? And so for those of you who are all in with the kids, baby, I was all in with my kids too. I sacrificed a lot in my business because I felt like I was supposed to. I had my own personal convictions so that I could stay home and raise those kids and try to be with them and be present as much as possible. But eventually, the kids are going to go, or you don't have kids. And what are you going to do with the rest of your life? So when you are a little more seasoned, just a tiny bit older, you have the advantage of wisdom. You have the advantage of your kids not needing your every second. And oh, by the way, your kids need to see you doing the BHF stuff. The BHS, that's what we call it in my inner circle. The big, hard, and scary stuff. They need to see that. If they just see mom coasting with the things that are comfortable, with the things that are easy, with the things that come naturally to her, with the things that don't stretch her at all, what are you teaching them? What are you teaching them? And Kim, that goes for grandkids too. My kids have seen me in a fetal position emotionally wanting to suck my thumb. My kids have seen me standing on the side of a lake to do my first triathlon, shaking in my boots, crying when I got out of the lake because I did not die. And hopefully every time they see something like that, they will, it puts something in their mind. It etches something in their little tiny baby brains that God can bring back to them as an adult when they have something that comes at them that's going to be big, hard, and scary, because it is, and it will happen. And they can remember examples of when mom did something that was big, hard, and scary too. When you're a little bit older, you have the advantage of perspective. Okay, something switches at about age 40. Somebody told me this once and I was like, how can it change that much? That at age 40, you really quit caring what other people think of you. How many of you plus 40-year-olds will give me a yes and an amen? God bless you guys for sharing this. How many of you plus 40-year-olds will give me a yes and an amen that something does switch at age 40, and it's because of the perspective thing. You turn 40 and you're like, crap, we're halfway now, baby. I can no longer afford to give a crap about what people think about what I'm doing. I love that saying by Tina Fey. Do what you're going to do and don't care what they say. Because when God gives you something specific for your life, he gives you a nudge. He gives you the elbow. For those of you who are like, how do you know when God's speaking to you? Okay, it's not the audible voice from heaven, Jen. I wish it happened like that, but it doesn't. It feels more like, and this is the example I've given before. Remember when you went to junior high and did you have dances in junior high? You know, and we did the slow dances, like the guy had his arms on your shoulders, or no, you had your arms on his shoulders and he had his hands on your hips, waist, whatever was PG-13. And so remember when you were like, went to those kind of dances and there was a guy that you wanted to dance with and you wanted to, and you knew that you wanted to, and your best friend kind of kept like, go ask him. Totally ask that guy. Come on, what are you waiting for? That's what God's voice will often feel and sound like. That. Jen. Tara. Come on, Cheryl. Boom. Come on. Come on, girlfriend. Those are the voice a lot of times of the Lord for me. It may look and sound different for you. Thank you, Glory Bound and Co., for sharing this. God bless you. I appreciate you. And so, a lot of you, now I've lost my train of thought, but you're getting those little nudges and you're saying I'm too old because you're too scared. We're all too scared. Okay, get over it. I'm too scared, or I don't know what to do next is not a good enough reason anymore. I don't know what to do next just means you haven't Googled enough. You're Googling the fact that you have a headache and your big toe is tingling and you're feeling a little bit, hot in the middle of the night. You're Googling that. So Google, what do I do next? Thank you, Andrea Johnson, for sharing. Google, what do I do next? When you're a little older, you have perspective. That's what we were talking about. You have the ability to go, okay, I'm halfway or over halfway. I can no longer afford to care about what other people think about what I'm doing. No longer can care. When you're a little older, let me give you another advantage. Because you're older, you should have a little more drive because you understand how fast the time goes. How many of you are in your, let's say 40 plus, and still can't believe that you're actually married to a person? Somebody entrusted you with children and you have a real life mortgage. Me? I mean, how did I get 46? I don't know. I don't know. Yes, Carrie Robina, fear of man is crippling. That is a biblical principle. How many of you are like, I don't know how I got to this age? You understand how fast time flies. You understand how fast time flies, right? And so because you see how fast time goes and how you wind up 46 with a mortgage and 3 kids and you don't even know how that happened, you understand that the next 20 years are going to go just that fast. The next 30 years are going to go just that fast. It should be an incentive to you to hurry up with whatever it is you're going to do. In the words of my father, who I rarely quote, but I will here, crap or get off the pot. I just said that. Love you, Dad. Crap or get off the pot. Well, time is a ticking. And so when you are a little bit older, you should feel a little more motivated by the tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. Time's ticking. Time's ticking. Right, Tara? When the heck did it happen that we turned this old? I don't even know. Last advantage. When you are a little older, a little seasoned, you should have a little more depth in your character. I mean, every year we should be growing as human beings. We should be working on our personal development, working on our spiritual walk, working on our personal walk, working on, keeping our bodies healthy. There should be growth, right? There should be growth. Hopefully that growth will mean that you have a little more depth in character, and you can use that depth of character to be launching that thing, starting that thing, growing that business, what have you. Angela, girlfriend, you're going to get me started. You're 52. Is it too late? Are you dead? I know that sounds morbid, but you're typing, and I know you're joking because you said LOL, but if you are typing on this video, it is not too late for you. You are just still too scared. Get around people who are like-minded, who can encourage you, who can help you take the next step. If what you really are trying to say, when you say, I'm too old, if what you really mean is, I'm too terrified, you just need to do work up here. For some of you, that means counseling, and I'm not joking. I'm not joking, Sherry Taylor at 64. For some of you, that means counseling. Somebody at some point in your life told you you weren't smart enough. You were never going to be able to figure it out. They made you feel lesser than. They walked all over your dreams. Maybe you're even living with someone who's walking all over your dreams. You had an idea and they squashed it like a bug. Somewhere along the way, you started believing the lie that you could not do it. Friends, listen, if I can get to 6 figures in 14 months online 4 years ago, I have an announcement to make. And I'm sitting here thinking, do I make the announcement now or do I wait? I'll wait. But let me just tell you, now I'm 4 years in on this online world. If I can do it, I am not that smart. You can do it too. You can do it too. The Cobblestone Cottage says anxiety holds her back, and Michaela says she's crying now. Okay, so friends, I love you. Oh gosh, if you were here, I would hug you. So when I started online 4 years ago, listen, not everybody was in approval of it. Not everybody liked what I was doing. Not everybody was my biggest fan. I know that that's hard to believe, but there are people that just flat out do not care for me, did not want to make it easy. And so I had to go to counseling. I found myself a Christian therapist who's at my church that I recommend everybody in my inner circle group talk to if they need some head stuff. Because when you're saying that you can't start a business because you're too old, that's a lie, okay? That's a lie. It's not the truth. The truth is you're scared, and the fear is coming from something. It's fear of man. It's fear of rejection. It's fear of what are people gonna think. It's fear of what if I fail. It's fear. And the fear is very real. Charla, don't cry, baby girl. Don't cry. The way that you overcome fear, or not even overcome because the fear is usually still there, but you learn to do it afraid. That's bravery. That's being fierce. Not that the fear is never there. Is to try to figure out where the lie started. Where did it get planted in your mind? How can you go back and fix it? What does God actually say about you? How does God actually feel about that dream? What is his plan for you? How can you get past what other people have tried to put on you? Some of you need to go talk to someone to get over the hump, okay? Because starting your own business, running your own business, or growing your own business, there are going to be periods of that. You're going to keep hitting into things that you thought you dealt with in your 30s, that you thought that you overcame, you know, the last time you had a conversation with your spouse about that. There's going to be consistently things at every new level. What's Joyce Meyer say? New level, new devil. At every new level in your business, there's going to be things you run into that you have not ran into before. God bless you, Artfully Stayed, for sharing this. And you don't know how to deal with. I'm trying to preach, Carrie. You haven't been here before. You don't know what to do. You don't know the right answer. It's evoking emotions in you that you did not know were still there. And you need someone to help you walk through it. Yes and amen. And I'm not talking about the traditional lay on a sofa, hands behind the head, therapist sitting in the corner, you know, chatter. I'm not talking about that, okay? Find someone, especially if you're a Jesus girl, find a Christian counselor who can walk you through this crap. Because until you deal with your crap, your business is never going to take off. The 80% of your business is up here. You know how they say abs are made in the kitchen? Okay, your business is made in your mind. Your business is made in your mind. It's not that you don't understand email lists. It's not that you don't understand how to get clients on Facebook. It's not that you struggle with pricing. It's all up here. Rebecca, bless you. Don't be crying, baby. I love you. 80% of your business is up here. Do the hard work. Right? Carrie Rabina, right here, girlfriend. Biblical counseling. For those of you who don't know, Carrie is my biz buddy. She's my best biz buddy. I love her so much. Her podcast has been so fantastic in helping women with healing in their lives and in their business. Totally go look her up. A lot of you creatives, you really need to get a plan B. You really need to put your foot on the pedal. You need to push that thing to the next level. You need to stop playing. I will forever say that when you quit treating your business like a hobby, it'll quit paying you like a hobby. When you treat your business like a legit business, it will pay you like a business. I'm glad you caught me live too, Leah. What are you going to do, my creative friends who are makers, who are painters, who are crafters? What are you going to do when you need shoulder surgery? When your mom goes in the hospital for a couple of months and you need to be available to take care of her? What are you going to do when you can no longer go up and down scaffolding? I know you're scared to grow your business, wildly grow it or grow it in a different way, but the older we get, the more things are changing. Some of you need to come up with your plan B and start executing that now. There are some of you who really need to examine the people that you're hanging out with. And I've done a Facebook Live on this before. The average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, and I mentioned this yesterday too, you are the average of the people you spend the most time with. If you're hanging out, and by hanging out, I mean texting all day, hanging out on the weekends, doing the same old crap day in and day out. If you're hanging out with unmotivated people who are the, well, we're just too old type of people who have no dreams or vision for their future, you've got to hang out with different people. You've got to. It's hard enough to make the leap in your own mind from status quo to doing something different, that when you're hanging out with the people who are pissing on your parade, in the words of my husband, I'm just quoting everybody today, you're going to retreat like a turtle into the shell, and you're never going to make it happen. You're never going to make it happen. Look at who you are hanging out with. Are they drilling holes in your boat? And a lot of them do it with emotional holes. Okay, it's not like they're stealing money out of your PayPal account. They're not doing that. But they are making you feel like this is never going to work. I'm too old. Should have done this a long time ago. Regrets, 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 etc. I'm going to address this. Annette says she keeps being told you can't do it by your husband. Annette, you go get some counseling for you. You go get some counseling for you. And we need to honor and respect our spouse, but the issue is not yours, it's his. I love you enough to tell you that. Go get some counseling so your head is straight, so you know how to deal with that at home. And I love you. And I'm sorry that that's the case. Thank you guys for sharing this. So some of you, I've got allergies, sorry. Some of you are just going through life ho-hum as can be right now. And there is nothing that's helping you to jump out of bed in the morning. You are dying slowly in a cubicle. Will any of you guys admit to that? You are at a job that you just absolutely hate and you feel stuck. And so to those of you who that applies to, or those of you who are wondering if you're too old, I will continue to say from the mountaintops, while you still have breath in your lungs, you still have a shot at this. When you get to the point one day when it's all going to happen, when you're on your deathbed, it will be your own fault if you are going down with regrets about what you didn't do. I love you enough to tell you that. It will be, you cannot blame it on anybody else. It will be your fault. And it's not that you didn't know what to do. It's not that you were too old. It's not that you didn't have the finances. It's not that you didn't have the time. When people tell me, I want to start a business, but I don't have the time, what they mean is it's not a priority. That's what they mean. Because when you look at the time in your day, I love that coffee cup that says we all have the same hours of the day as Beyonce. It's truth. Okay? So it's not that you don't have the time. You just are not making it a priority. The holiday, you know, was Monday. And so many people all over my Facebook feed, got to go back to work on Tuesday. Holiday weekend's gone already. It stinks having to go back. And I'm sitting here going, yes, I get to go back to work on Tuesday. That's how much I love what I do. I love what I do. And I wish that for so many of you, to find something that you love what you do, that makes you want to seriously jump out of bed in the morning and not have to hit the alarm clock 20 times. And woe is me, I have to go to work again. Life is too short for that, you guys. Life is too short for that. And there you have it. I wrote down a couple of notes and I think I more than covered them. Is there anything I can help some of you with? If so, let me know and I'll do my best. Let me get in closer here so I can actually read the screen under my blankie. Let's see. What did I miss? I'm so sorry. Laura says, you used to lay in bed at night and build things in my head. You was so excited about that. Okay, so Laura, you might be dealing with a little bit of burnout, and this happens to all creatives. Burnout happens when you're not charging enough, when you haven't done anything new for a while, when you've only created for other people and you've forgotten to create for yourself. Remember the gifts that God gave you to create for other people, to sell them online or whatever. You should also be able to use those gifts to be a blessing in your own life. I hate that saying that the shoemakers, what's the saying, friends, where the shoemakers' kids have the last shoes or something like that. Help me with that. So Laura, I encourage you to do something like go to the woods. Creative people, you need to be around beautiful things. From line of dime. Go somewhere where there's a lake. Sit on the beach. Journal. Go to some place visually that stimulates you. Maybe it's a store that sells nothing but crochet yarn. Is that even a thing? Go somewhere where you feel inspired. Go to Hobby Lobby. Go take a walk in nature. Those are the things that reignite creative people. Very best thing you can do, go on a trip. Don't believe me? Go over and read my article on travel on my website, themagicbrushinc.com, and just search for the word travel. I am convinced creative people need to go places to stay creative. Convinced. Missy said you went on vacation last week. You couldn't wait to get back because you love what you do. You are a blessed woman. Angela, I wonder if your dream is so big you don't know where to begin. Well, I'll tell you where to begin. You break it down into bite-sized chunks, okay? And so let me give you an example. I have a class for painters, not for business people, but for DIYers, people that just want to paint. That is launching in 2 weeks. It's a monthly program. You're going to pay every month $27, and I have 2 guest instructors every month teaching you to paint pictures. It's going to be so fun, okay? So I've had this class actually for 2 years, but I'm just relaunching it. When I look at everything that needs done, I'm like, oh, Lord have mercy. So what do? You put it into manageable chunks, Angela. So literally, you need a brain dump. For those of you who don't know what a brain dump is, you get yourself a notebook, or Mr. Magic's work, and a pen, and you start brain dumping. What does brain dumping look like? Go somewhere quiet where you're unstimulated. The library is my favorite. Go somewhere in your house where you can turn off your phone notifications and you sit there and you get everything out of your head onto a piece of paper of what needs done for that dream, Angela. And then you're going to break it up into manageable chunks. Organize it into what needs done first, and in order, and then you're also going to figure out what can you outsource? What does somebody else on your team need to do? What can somebody else help you with? Maybe your husband can make a few phone calls. I don't know what your dream is, so it's hard to say, but you eat an elephant one bite at a time. We get overwhelmed when we look at the whole picture. Don't look at the whole picture. Look at what can you do today that takes you one step closer? What can you do tomorrow that takes you one step closer? What can you do the next day that takes you one step closer? Suddenly, you're 4 years into this online business like I am, and you wonder, how in the heck did this happen? It happens one step at a time. Hey, Sonia, thank you. Robin, I teach how I got to 6 figures in 14 months in my inner circle group, in my coaching group. So you can go to themagicbrushinc.com/inner circle, and I teach women there how to take their creative business online and how to make money using social media in particular. Katie's considering moving cross country to be closer to your family, worried about how you're transitioning your business. Katie, you've been working at doing more of your business online. You know as well as I do that people will pay for pieces of furniture that are insanely beautiful to be shipped. And so you continue working on taking your business that has been traditionally local and getting it online so that you can appeal to the masses. The problem with so many creative people is they can only sell to the people in their local community and the little things that they can ship. And that pigeonholes you and that keeps you like stuck. And so continue to get your stuff online so that you can be doing more of that. What was your very first step in your creating your business? Okay, so I had my painting company, Catherine, for 17 years. And my first step was I did a couple little jobs just playing. And then I picked a business name because things that have a name are legit. Things that are just, well, I'm kind of playing. They're not legit. Okay. So one of the first things you do when you have a baby is you name the baby. Why do you do that? Well, because you need something to call it. You need something to call your business. Name your business. I named it the Magic Brush. I still hate that name 17 years later, but at the end of the day, I was so stuck on a business name that I sat on it and mulled it over for months and months and months. And one day I literally had to eeny, meeny, miny, moe that crap. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe a business name. Because it's those little things like that that will keep business owners from their destiny because they're tied up in the crap that does not matter. So the first step was naming it. And then the next step was getting it legit with the state of Missouri and with an accountant. Because when you do things in order, it's a biblical principle. There's a blessing there. Let's see. A shoemaker's family is barefoot. Chloe, is that the saying? Carrie, how did you make time and still be a wonder mom? You're seriously stuck in mom mode. You have time, Carrie. You have time. I watch very, very, very little television. I can tell you that. I worked my butt off when my kids were napping, on play dates, or in bed for the night. There were times I was blogging at 10 o'clock at night. So I made it work. I tried to cut stuff out that did not matter. I didn't read any great books for years. And I love to read. But there's a time and a season for everything. And when you're stuck in mom mode, you got to take advantage of every spare second that you have. And listen, Carrie, honestly, you're probably playing, and I'm not picking on you. How many of you will be honest and say that you play on social media for at least 30 minutes to an hour every single day? And by play, I mean you're just browsing through Pinterest. You're just looking at gorgeous stuff on Instagram. You're playing on Facebook. Cut that crap out. There's an hour for time for you right there. Your kids do not need you to entertain them every single second of the day. I don't know where moms started thinking that, but you're actually handicapping your kids doing that. And that's the truth. Hand them a box of crayons, take a roll of gift wrap out of your gift wrap Christmas stash, tape the roll of paper onto your hardwood floor upside down, give them a box of crayons. They will be entertained for an hour to 2 hours. And that's truth. And they need that just as much as they need mom sitting down and coloring with them. Give them time. When we're trying to entertain every second for our kids, we are hindering them to be creative and figure out stuff to do on themselves. All right, let's see. Thank you, Nana, for sharing this. I appreciate you so much. Texas Magnolia Home. When do I think someone is ready to join my inner circle, which is my coaching group? You're in the process of building your YouTube channel and starting to sell products, but how do you know when you're ready to start? Well, okay, so Texas Magnolia Home. Sometimes when people are even wondering those things out loud, you're already ready. Let me give you another example. When I have women say to me, how do you know when you're done having kids? Well, if you're even asking, you're not done having kids. People that are done having kids know that they are done having kids. How many of you, when you were done with your last baby, you were like, and I'm done. Done. D-U-N done. Done with the babies. Love them, but not having any more. Okay, so when you're still thinking, I don't know. How do you know when you're done? You're not done. When you're thinking, how do I know if I'm ready for the inner circle? What you actually mean is, what can Jennifer's coaching program actually help me with? That's what you mean. And so what I teach in my coaching group is how to transition your business from being totally where it is to online. I teach you how to make money while you sleep so that the only time you're generating income is not when you're physically working. Because it works when you're 30, when you're 46, you don't want to be on a ladder anymore. It works when you're 30, but when you're 50 and you need a rotator cuff replaced and you can't work for 2 months and you watch your bank account do this, you need a plan B. So I teach people how to build their social media, how to make sure their website is helping them get as many sales as possible, and how to make money at the creative thing that they do. Texas Magnolia, I hope to see you in there. Brain dumping, Chloe. It's the best. Laura says you're ready to be creative again. You've been craving to create. Okay, so listen. If God really truly made you a creative person, you will start to feel antsy when you haven't done anything for a while. You'll start to just feel a little bit out of sorts. I know for me that when we do stuff for clients all the time and I haven't done anything in my own house, I get a little bit of my pissy pants on. And I just feel a little bit like agitated. And the problem is I've just been giving my gift to everybody else. And I need to reserve some of that gift for my home, my family, and for me. So I encourage you to get creative again, Laura, even if it's in a way that you don't traditionally get creative. Yes, Summer, it's natural curl. Also natural fuzz. So be jealous of that fuzz, girlfriend. Be jealous of that fuzz. Thank you for asking. Thanks, Katie. My friend, Coach Glitter, had this on her website. It's Tarjay. It's Tarjay. Thank goodness that I dated him. Otherwise, we wouldn't have the name Mr. Magic, said Joy. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Do you feel blogging was a good investment of your time, Liz? Yes. Okay, so listen. Blogging does a couple of things. One, it makes you more legit. It makes you legititor. Okay? I wouldn't be able to do things for companies like TJ Maxx, Hobby Lobby, and Pier 1 if I didn't have a blog. Also, your blog should be bringing you ad revenue. And that's several $1,000s a month, every month for me. When people land on my site, there are ads there, and you make ad revenue that way. Okay. And so people want to see that you have a blog. It's just one step under. Having a book is the next best thing after that. Blogging is absolutely a good investment of my time. I send people all day long from my Facebook page over to my blog to look at articles there. The articles have affiliate links in them. I make affiliate income off that. It's all this big, huge circle, Liz. It's all 6 degrees from Kevin Bacon. I'm telling you. It's all related. Hey, Tiffany is admitting she's inefficient. Girlfriend, start now. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. The first step is the admitting. So, how do you focus your social media time for promoting your business, Kelly? Well, I think that there's something to be said for getting a little bit of sass in you, Kelly. So for me, let me tell you what that sass looks like. And I'll say it with the sass that I have to sometimes remind myself. Okay, I am committed to doing with my business exactly the way that I feel like the Lord is leading it. And if I want to do exactly where I feel like the Lord is leading it, there will be a lot of things that are a blessing for our family that's going to come from my business. They already have and are, and it's fantastic. So I am committed to seeing God's will for my life. I am committed to putting ourselves in a position where we can work less and make more. I am committed to orchestrating and designing a life that my business fits into that's lucrative. I'm committed to that. Like, I am committed. And so when you have that kind of a commitment, focusing on your social media and promoting your business is easy because you know those are the things you have to do. Those are the things that are required. So, all right, did I get most of your questions? I think so. Gosh, I don't know. I'm so sorry if I missed a bunch. You've sent my introvert versus extrovert article to so many friends, it's not even funny. Thank you, Leslie. Yeah, people still can't believe I'm an introvert. And even my mom and I were arguing about this. Totally an introvert. She doesn't remember when I was little about how I used to get in trouble for reading too much. I wanted to be in my room. I mean, of course, there are extroverted parts of me, and I have to be extroverted when I go online. But the truth is, I won't talk now for the next 2 hours. To 0 people. Yes, there's blog training in my inner circle, Jen. Go to themagicbrushinc.com/inner circle. It's $47 a month. And some people are like, oh, well, will it work for me? Well, for $47 a month, I mean, it's kind of, I'm going to go out on a limb here, but why wouldn't you try something new for your business if your business is stuck? And Jen, you didn't say this, but I get emails from people. Do you think it would apply to my business? Well, I'm going to teach you how to grow your online audience and how to make money online for $47 a month. come on in for a month, and if you don't like it, exit left. No offense. No offense. It's not for everybody. I am not for everybody, and I am okay with that. And I am okay with that. But as business owners, we don't get stuck on $47 a month decisions. If that hangs you up, business will be very difficult for you. It'll be very difficult for you because you'll have so many other big decisions coming down the pipe, both financial and otherwise, that if you get stuck on a $47 decision and you have to take 6 months to think about it and figure out if you want to join something, the first time you're presented with, which ad company are you going to go with, or which theme are you going to put on your WordPress site, or do you want to be an LLC or an INC or an S Corp or a C? First time you get all of those kinds of questions, you've shown a history of getting stuck on $47 a month questions. First time you're presented the opportunity to do a mastermind for $5,000, you're gonna get so caught up on all of those things if you can't make those little tiny $47 a month decisions. And I love you enough to tell you that. Some of you just need to, you're scared, you're feeling like you're older, you've got a lot of regrets. I'm trying to think of how I can phrase this in a way that is so unoffensive. Because I don't want to offend. But some of you need to give that crap like the bird. And actually, and I'm not even talking about necessarily joining my group. You need to do something gutsy today just to get over the hump. Just to start the momentum of movement in your life. You need to go Google Hal Higdon's 5K training and actually get up today and jog for the first time in 10 years just to give that extra 20 pounds the bird. I love you enough to tell you that. I love you enough to tell you that. You'll spend more at Applebee's this weekend than you would to get into a coaching group where people can show you how to take your business to the next level quicker. I love you. I love you. Love you, love you. Love you for real. So, okay, bless you guys. I'm on a Facebook Live, so set your notifications so you see me when I come live later on. I am going to be painting something that's so special in my heart. They're my grandparents' old rocking chairs. It makes me want to cry when I think about it. And I'm painting them. What color? Do I have anything laying around here that I can show you? I can't. Okay. It's like oceany, fabulous blue. So join me again later today. It'll be this evening after dinner time, and I'm going to be painting, okay? Bless you guys. Do something today you're scared of. Quit thinking you're too old. You're not. You're not too old. You have air in your lungs. You have stuff to do. Go get busy. Love you.